Hi, guys. Thank you for joining us for this week's Community Spotlight. I'm really excited because in preparation for Father's Day, we have with us Patrick Marc-Charles. He is the Executive Director for the program True Dads. How are you today, Patrick?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How about you?
I'm great. I'm so excited to hear more about your program. So why don't we start there? Why don't you tell everybody who's watching a little bit more about True Dads and what you guys do?
I'll be glad to. Well, first of all, I'd like to explain the name TRUE. The acronym TRUE stands for trustworthy, responsible, united, and educated. We believe fathers need to be trustworthy. The children need to be able to trust them. They have to be responsible, and they need to be united with other fathers because alone we can't do it. We need help. We need support. And educated, they need to have some skills because when you become a father, you don't instantly have an instruction manual that tells you how to do things. So they need to educate themselves and learn from other people. So at True Dads, that's part of what we do. We enroll fathers, and what we do that is very different. A typical fatherhood program works with fathers only. In our case, we work with the father and the co-parent. And the co-parent is a person who is the most responsible to help the father raise that child. What we have found through research is that a co-parent is the person oftentimes who prevent or allow access to dads to their children, especially when there's been a breakup in a marriage or in a romantic relationship. And it's almost like it's a payback. Will not give you access to our kids because of what you did to me. Therefore, being able to reach out to the co-parent and help them understand the value for that child in having a father in the child's life. So we recruit them from the community. Fathers have to be a minimum of 18 years of age or older, must have a co-parent who come and attend a workshop with them. And they have to have a child who is the age of birth to 12 years of age. But we really focus on 0 to 5 because these formative years are the time where fathers will have a greater impact on their children. Our workshops are 12 weeks long. We have 2 series of workshops. We have a basic one we call the core curriculum, and it's called True Dads on My Shoulders. And they'll come in for 6 weeks. And as they complete that, they have the option to choose between a parenting workshop for another 6 weeks or a relationship workshop if they are in a romantic relationship. Meanwhile, from the moment they come to the program, they also have access to our employment services. A father who is unemployed or underemployed, meaning they are really not earning as much as they could possibly earn. We provide them soft skills, and we provide them an employment coach who is actually going to work with them, and they work with employers we have around the city with whom we have partnership to secure employment for them. Now, they still have to do the work of going to an interview. However, they will be very prepared. They have learned interview skills. They have a professional resume, and they will be on their way. And we have been very successful in placing fathers in job.
That's really cool.
While fathers are in the program, in order to provide them support, we assign a case manager. We call it Fatherhood Employment Coach. And this person provides resources to the community fathers may not be aware of. But one of the great things, now we talk about what they learn in our curriculum, and this is the most valuable thing they'll have to take back with them and start working on becoming better fathers. However, to make life much easier and more appealing, we provide a lot of incentive. To begin, when they come for the first time to do an intake interview to enter the program, the father and the co-parent each receive $30. We issue them a debit card, and we just load the money into that card. Now, if they have difficulty with transportation, maybe they do not have a car, we'll send a taxi. If they have a car, we provide a gas card. We just load that amount into their Visa card. When they come to class, we offer our classes from Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday evening from 6 to 9 are our classes, but we ask them to come at 5:30, recognizing many people have had a long day of work. And rather than try to grab a quick bite, we provide dinner. So they have a chance to sit down and have dinner. Now, of course, currently with COVID-19, to be safe, we provide that in the room, in the classroom, instead of our dining room where normally would sit with other people. We also have our classes on Saturday, but we do it on Saturday morning at 9. They come for breakfast and go to class from 9:30 to 12:30. So it's one of the exciting things is what we have heard from fathers is when they came to the program, they were very reluctant because they were skeptical. How can this program be free and still give us so many things? And then they realize as they begin the workshop and start learning those skills and applying those skills, they realize, oh, wow, this is a lot more than those financial incentives that we are receiving. We've had fathers, after each class, they fill out an anonymous survey about the class, about that experience that evening. And we've had fathers tell us that they were on the verge of breaking up. And as a result of attending class, they felt like they could change things, and they did. We had fathers saying, I spent 3 years in jail, and I didn't know how to be a father. And when I came here, I thought, since I had a record, how people would treat me, and they realized no one cared that they were in jail, because that's not our concern. Our concern is you want to become a better father, and we are partnering with you to help you do that.
It's a wonderful, wonderful thing you all are doing to give people,
thank you,
confidence in their parenting abilities, and to foster communication between both parents or both
Absolutely.
caregivers for the child. And I love your idea of giving incentives. I think that can be motivation just for people who have obstacles to push through them and to
Absolutely.
to keep moving forward. And I think that's a wonderful gift that you're giving people that need a little extra encouragement. Mm-hmm. So I applaud you and your staff for crafting such a well thought out program that really takes away some of the barriers that we all face, but especially folks that are first-time parents or have had additional challenges. Is there any criteria to signing up for this program?
Well, other than being 18 years of age, having a co-parent willing to participate, and the child under the age of 12, and residing within the metro area in Oklahoma County. And what we do, we recognize part of Oklahoma County are quite far away from our location, yet there are parts of other counties that are much closer. So we have a 20-mile radius from our location where we include places like Yukon, Norman, that while they may be outside of Oklahoma County, we are still including them. So participants can come from all of those places. And we do have some who are even farther, but they work in the city. So because they have access to our facility to come to class, then we certainly welcome them.
Awesome. So we were talking earlier, and you were explaining how COVID-19 has kind of presented some challenges to your team and how you've worked through them. Can you just share a little bit with our audience about that?
Oh, absolutely. We have, first of all, with our case management, we did not want the fathers who are currently in the program to feel like they were abandoned. So we had our case managers on a daily basis reaching out to fathers that are assigned to them, and the fathers and the co-parent, and just check up on them and find out if they need any resources. We had, for instance, a church donate some boxes of cleaning supplies and food items, and we were able to call them and find out who was in need. And those who were in need, we met them in front of our building. and loaded the stuff in their trunk so they did not have to touch anything. We did not have to have contact. And they were able to drive off with some things that would help them. We were on the verge of trying to do virtual classes, and then things changed, and we were able to reopen and resume our regular classes. So, what now, in order to keep everyone safe, we have reduced the number of people in the classroom. Therefore, we're still maintaining a 6-foot distance as people enter the building, staff and our participant. We have a temperature taken. They have to wear a mask. And everyone has been great in complying, realizing this is to keep us safe. So we've had our first class last Saturday, and it went extremely well. Everyone was excited because they were so happy to come back and participate. So that was a lot of fun to see that.
Yeah, I bet. I bet it was, everybody had a deep, like out breath, just like, oh, we're back.
Absolutely.
I would imagine it would be very stressful to go from, that cocoon of support to feeling kind of isolated that we all kind of went through with the challenges of the last few months. So I'm glad that
Absolutely.
You guys are back in the office making meeting and working people through the program. So if you had a new dad that you could give some advice to, what would it be?
Oh, wow. That's probably my favorite part. As your new dad, as I said earlier, as I was talking to you, there are no instruction manuals on how to become a father. There are books written about it by different people, and they're great books and give good advice. But I would say 2 things. I would use 2 words: time, love. As a father, spending quality time with your child is the greatest investment that you can make. Oftentimes, we believe that, well, I can't afford it. For instance, we know partner who separate, husband and wives who divorce. The number one thing, for instance, that is sometimes that people care about is, well, you need to provide child support. That's wonderful, and they do need to do that because a child needs food. A child needs some basic survival needs. And oftentimes, both fathers and mothers do not realize there is something that is so much more important than food. There's that quality time that the father is spending with that child, a walk in the park, kicking a ball, throwing a ball, reading a book together, just sitting down and chit-chatting. How was your day? How was your school day? This is quality time that fathers spend with their kid. If you are a new father and you can invest, you can drop your phone, get off Facebook, stay away from the TV, and just spend quality time with your child. You will be amazed at what happened. Because see, a few years from now, that child is not going to remember. That child will not even care whether you had sent X amount of dollars for child support or not. But that child will remember learning how to throw a ball because dad taught me that, learning how to ride a bicycle because dad taught me that. Dad shared some wonderful story of his days at work and some things he did and how he grew up. Those are the things your child will remember. And remembering that love conquers all. And being able to love your child unconditionally. There are children, they will do crazy things, they'll make mistakes. They will at some point tell you, I hate you, which is actually, they're really saying the opposite. They really want to say, I hate the fact that you are disciplining me and preventing me from doing something I want to do. But deep down inside, I realize you love me enough to discipline me with love. So those are the 2 things I really would Tell a new dad, love your child unconditionally and spend quality time.
I love that. And I think that is excellent advice for mothers as well. So you can never spend too much time with your kids, I think. So what, do you have any plans for Father's Day?
Yes, I do. We are going to, I have only, of my two sons, only one of them is married and has children. And so they have been quarantined since the beginning. So we are going to the backyard. We are bringing our chairs and something to drink, and we are going to sit in the backyard at safe distance, and we will watch our grandkids play.
Aw,
And I've been going around, and we kick the ball as long as we are at safe distance. And it's kind of funny how children learn so quickly. They range from 14 months to 7 years. And as a matter of fact, third granddaughter is turning 5 today.
oh, happy birthday.
So thank you. And it's amazing how that quickly they learn to maintain the distance and then know their parents have been telling them that Mimi and Grand-Père, they call me Grand-Père, which is grandfather in French. Mimi and Grand-Père love you. They would love to hug you, but under the circumstances, we cannot do that. And they realize that, and we're still able to do like air hugs and do things like that. So there are so many ways to continue to show you care about your loved one and still keeping them safe. And actually, because you love your family, then keeping a safe distance and wearing a mask when you need to is actually a sign of love, because you are telling them, I want to make sure that you are protected and nothing happens to you. So that's how we'll spend our Father's Day. It'll be fun.
Great. Yeah, it sounds like a great day. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Father's Day. And to everyone else out there, I hope you enjoy the weekend as well. Thank you for joining us for this week's Community Spotlight. Again, that's True Dads. And we will put up a slide with a link to more information about their program. Thank you so much, Patrick, for joining us. And until we see you all in the ballpark, we want you to have a great day. Goodbye.
Thank you. You're the same.